Good evening from the parking lot. Just got in my ride. I'm getting ready to make a stop. A couple of weeks ago, I did a video about women, females, and their sons. I'm like, do you really love your sons? Do you love your sons more than you love feminitism? A lot of people don't know it, won't admit it, won't whatever. Because it's a lot of self-involved, over-inflated sense of self going on in the culture. But I saw one of the individuals that so many people in the culture just love and ooh and ah over. She's a good actress. Nice looking lady. But that don't mean that you got sense and need to be listened to. Tarag G.B. Henson. No, her middle name is P. Adequately for pride. Tarag P. Henson said gay men have protected her more than straight men. Now, I don't know if they have. I doubt it. But I don't even care nothing about that. I care about the fact that you're taking two groups of males, because gay males and straight men, you're going to take them and pit them against one another. Typical feminitism activity. Feminits are so disrespectful and dismissive and disregarding of men, period. I told you all, and I'm sure other people have told you before, but I'm telling you, a lot of these feminits, a lot of these females, a lot of these black females, a lot of these skittle-haired females, all of them are, the bull-nosed females, a lot of them, you know them by the stuff that they say out their mouth. And they hate men. They don't like men unless they're sassy or concede their balls to them. They don't like real men. That's why they constantly go after and stick daggers and talk and bash. It is tiresome. Bitter broads are nothing to idolize, nothing to look up to, nothing to take advice from. You can tell when people are bitter is because they always have to poop on someone else. In the case of females, when you have females that nonstop, constantly are taking shots at males, especially men. I'm talking about legit, real men that's not on this sissy time. They not on following the leader behind no female. We talking about real men. You jealous of them and you hate them. You hate them because you want to be them. So you think that by you keep constantly putting your mouth on them and diminishing them, or should I say trying to diminish them, it hurts them. All you doing is really honest to God showing people of mature mind. See, only people that think that stuff is cute or align with it or agree with it are bitter individuals. Because after a while, constantly hearing females bash men gets tiresome unless you're bitter. And it's a lot of bitter females running through the culture today and through the world. But a lot of you are bitter over things that you did to yourself. You created a situation. You got with somebody that you knew wasn't crap. and stayed with him until he burnt you out. You got with somebody. We make choices and then we turn around and we mad. Even when I was in the situation with my ex and he was not the best male for me, I didn't choose wisely. But you know what I didn't do? I didn't hold that against all men, because you know what? I had the benefit of knowing that all men are not like that. I had been around men that weren't like that. I had dated men that were not like that. And in my mind, while I was with him, see, this how you know. This how you know you in the wrong place with the wrong person, because you know it's somebody that's not going to act like that with you, and you actually like, shoot, now get out of here. I'm getting me somebody. I want the exact opposite. So you know. But what happens with a lot of bitter individuals, because they hang on to bitterness, they live in bitterness. My trauma. When you keep living through your trauma and living through your bitterness and the things that hurt you, you're not supposed to nurse a hurt. You're supposed to work through and get over and deal with a hurt. You, especially you Christian playing people. But you won't never hear that in a lot of the places of worship. What should I say? Churchip, because it worships culture. A lot of the churchips that you attend, because you're not worshiping, you're not getting Jesus, you're not getting the redemption, you're not getting the prayer, you're not getting the deliverance, the repentance, the gospel. You're not getting that. So you wouldn't know that you're not supposed to marinate in and stay in. It's fine to feel these things, but you're not supposed to stay in it. Today you have this fake, funky, not Christianity that is telling you could stay in whatever you're in and it's okay. Yeah, you can stay in it because it's a choice, but you got to deal with the consequences. So the consequence, you obviously, I mean, I don't know when the last relationship, I don't even know. I try not to listen to none of these celebrities because they're crazy, bat dog. This is where we come to the elders that we're going to come to this week on Walking Foolishly. When you listen to individuals that sit and they are fake for a living, their image is their living, and they tell you whatever they need to tell you so you can sell, buy, whatever. A lot of them are not real. Oh, she keep it real. Why? Because she does her neck like you. She bashes men like you. She's bitter towards men like you. That's not real. That's not real. But what it is when you're bitter and alone, and you want other people to be bitter and alone. See, when I was going through the situation with my ex, I wasn't putting that on nobody else. I'm like, oh yeah, they probably just like my ex. Some No, because I know all men are not that. What happens now is a lot of bitter individuals, they make everything the person that they chose. You chose them. Just like me, I was like, it ain't but so mad I could be at my ex or anything, because you chose them. You settled and you chose. You chose to settle, so you settle for what you got. So instead of you taking accountability and responsibility, you bitter bonding. But then when you bitter bonding, now y'all out here and see everything. This is why I'm telling you, I've been telling people for years, stop listening to. It's fine when they're good at acting, they're good at singing. That's it. You can't take the talent from them, but they're not to be emulated or followed. A lot of people have a problem with, oh yeah, they loving up on these celebrities. You don't know these people personally. You know the image that they project to you. You relate to them because they're feeding you this narrative that you want to hear, because you're a bitter individual and your magnet is other bitter people. But yet you always wonder why you're sad and blue. And don't know man really wants you. Only ones that want you are the ones that want to repeat the cycle of where you got there in the first place. The people that made you bitter. You know why? Because that's where you're attracted. You attract what you still are, because when you still ponder the individuals that broke you, and you still want to disregard. You focused on the individuals that didn't protect me, or the one individual or two that you chose that didn't protect you, or so you say, or because you have bought into this narrative that all men need to be sassy in order to relate to you. You're unwise and you're a fool. You've been walking with fools too long. Bitter fools. And that's why you're one. And people don't understand that. That's why I said the elders ain't nothing like an old fool, and it's too many old fools. Just because you've been hurt by your own choosing. A lot of us refuse to admit. Now, yeah, there are instances where sometimes you get with somebody and you didn't have a clue or a sign, or maybe you never dealt with or know anybody that dealt with somebody that's a certain way, so you didn't know the signs, you couldn't read it. You didn't have anybody that you would listen to that would guide you. So maybe you got stuck in a place. But most of us, be honest to God, choose these raggedy individuals. You know you're raggedy. You see the signs, but you ignore it. You downplay it. So that's on you. So you can't take the accountability and the responsibility. But it's okay if that's where you want to live. But then you want to get out here and you want to ruin relationships for other women. You want to ruin relationships for other males. And you want to bash men. You want to say, oh, he's a dog, so he's sassy, he's gay, no, he's just not going to stay with you, because why? You're not peaceful, you're loud, you're calamitous, you're rude, and you don't respect him. Men don't care about your money. They don't care about your degrees. How many times I've seen plenty of people try to tell you? I've seen men try to tell you. A lot of y'all hate Kevin Samuels. He tried to tell you that too. Men, real men, you know the only men that care about your money are the broke ones, the homosexuals that most women tend to like. You know why? Because they have time. They have time to do all the little things that you think you want done. And I'm talking sexually now. We talking lust. But you know what? Only fools know that lust is a temporary thing. Anything that's lasting and worth having, you can't live off of lust. You can't rely on lust all the time. And a lot of times a man's love language is to be able to do something to ease your headache at the end of the day. To make sure that you don't have to worry about what's going to get paid. Or if you need something paid, they have it. So you're not sitting there with somebody that's looking at you and you looking at them and they're useless. So you are like homosexuals. So when you like homosexuals, they are on par with the sassies because they not masculine. They not living or trying to be or aspiring to be men. See, sassies are already not being masculine because they into what they not supposed to be into. And then the homosexuals are not men because they're not functioning to get money so that they can potentially take care of you. They need to rely on you because their mama done raised them and they've only seen their mama do this, that, and the other. Or their mother was like, I don't need no man, I can do it myself. So they like, hey, they done came up under mama. They done heard her say it. So they like, oh, well, she probably don't need no man either. She like my mama. So I can just sit here. See? See? So that's why I said you can't love your children. You can't love your sons. I don't think it's you might like them, you might have a little love for them, but when it comes to you and them, you're gonna put yourself first. You're gonna put yourself first because he's a man at the end of the day. You can't get past his manhood. So you don't want to train him to be a man for real. You don't want to train him to be, but then you're mad when he doesn't act like a man. But you bash him, don't you? A lot of females bash their sons even before they become full grown men. Or, God forbid, some females make their sons into the husband that they ain't gonna never have because they're undesirable because their mouth just keep flapping too much. And you give a real man a headache. Real men that work hard, they don't want all that noise. They get enough noise when they out in the world trying to maneuver and make money and make deals and, manage what they doing. And generate and keep more money flowing and trying to provide something, but you gotta be a nerve wracking. And I ain't talking about sometimes we can be it's good giving, but constantly. Bible say, what is it? You rather live on the top of the roof of a house than with a what is it, contentious woman? Yeah, a lot of y'all contentious and y'all think it's cute. It's not. So bitter and contentious and quarrelsome, clamorous. Nobody, no, men don't want that. But you call them gay. You know why? Because you around too many gay men. That's why they protecting you, sweetie. You're around them too often. Whoever's around you, if they're around, they supposed to. The manhood instinct, the instinct of a man is going to kick in at some point, whether they trying to be sassy or not. They're going to want to protect you, and then you a friend. Like your female friends, when y'all get together and they want to fight because some girl looked at you wrong, he in his female friend energy. He going to protect that girl. Yeah, so, but that was the most disrespectful. And I'm like, I know somewhere, some girls, yeah, girl, you tell them, yes, sis, da. Y'all keep on aligning these jokers. That's why I'm telling you, because I know some jokers my age. They're probably so, a line they agree with everything them bots say. Them bots, and anything out of Hollywood, you gotta try it and test it. The people that get out of Hollywood and they just do, they like, I like doing movies, I like acting, but I get away from here. The people that move from there because they know Hollywood is a problem, I would listen to them before I listen to people that's really, really stuck in Hollywood. The bitter people. And then the culture, I wouldn't listen to nobody from the culture. And she straight up out the culture. You want to know anything about men? You want a man to protect you and to provide for you, or whatever the case may be. You want a man the way God's supposed to be, where he designed him. You need to talk to God. And you need to deal with the bitterness in you, because when you bitter, you still focused on who hurt you. So all you're going to get is another who hurt you. Because you're not going to be able to receive somebody that's not intending to do that. And then while you out here, I don't need a man. Well, you don't need them, and you don't want them. So they gonna go where they want it and need it. So you can't get mad at that. But then y'all do. Men, I'm keep telling you, when you listen to them, and y'all listen, y'all see them, y'all hear them. When you see a bitter individual, when you hear them, when they content to get loud with you and put you down, don't you stick and stay. Don't you get up in there and make nothing. Because you have potential to have a baby boy with that lady. Well, not lady. With that person, with that girl. And when you do, your son could very well end up with a mother that hates him or is jealous of him because he's a man and will do more harm to him in the end. Y'all have got to protect yourselves, protect your seed, and protect your sons. Protect your daughters, but you really have to protect your sons, because they really are sassy making or effeminate making. Because just because they, not operating in the masculine form, they don't necessarily have to be sassy, but they're making them other than what they supposed to be. So you need to be careful. But yeah, Taraji need to stop it. She really does. But here, putting your mouth on men all the time. Y'all bash men, but then you wonder why they might date. It ain't about them hating themselves. It could be the fact that y'all ain't ready for that. I had this conversation on my other page. Yeah, I know who ain't ready. Y'all half ready for me talking about Taraji. Half be ready for anything I talk about for real, but I do it anyway, because it's like 2 or 3 people that will listen. Have a good night. I'm gone.